Hello, sports fans, and welcome. Welcome to episode 233 of the Guru Talkin Sports Podcast. I am your host, the Guru of Sports. And I just want you guys to know that today is Sunday, right before Labor Day. Actually, what is this? Today is the 1st of September. Wow, I forgot. Anyway, this is the 1st of September, and I just want to tell you guys that we are going to start doing this podcast on Saturday nights now because of the football season that just started at college football, and next week will be the pros. So we definitely gonna have to start doing it doing the all the preparation and everything on Saturday night, so it can be ready for Sunday, and then we can just watch all the football pro games that we have. Now, I was watching, mostly college, mostly everything college yesterday. Saturday morning. I'm a little tired. You got to forgive me. I'm a little tired. It's just been a lot because I actually stayed up late last night to watch the UCLA and Hawaii game. So, one thing I like about college football is really unpredictable. Most of the time, you always say, okay, well, the big teams, the teams that, have, the superstars and everything, and the, 5-star recruits and all that stuff, you know how it is. They will, eventually prevail. Now, some of these teams, we've seen that last weekend with Florida State, they don't get off to a really hot start. Michigan didn't get off to a hot start yesterday, and they won. They beat Fresno State. And then you got teams like my Ohio State Buckeyes. They started off a little slow, and then they kicked butt in the end. But, another thing let me say this about Ohio State. They haven't lost to an Ohio team since 1921. Just think about it. Akron, Cincinnati, University of Miami in Ohio, none of those schools has beaten Ohio State since 1921. That's right, 1921. Not 2021, 1921. That's a long time. All right, so like I said, we look at college football and all the changes that it's been making. It's still kind of hard to say UCLA in the Big Ten, or say Oklahoma, Texas in the SEC. But one thing I can say is that I did get a chance to watch this kid from Arizona. Now he's in the Big 12 with Arizona, which Arizona State went into the Big 12. This kid was awesome. I think he was like the first guy I've seen ever to have at least 10 catches. McMillan, a school record, 10 catches for 304 yards. And this kid was just amazing. I kind of caught a little bit of that game too. But just don't tell Ms. Guru that I actually got ESPN Plus again. Only reason I got ESPN Plus is because I bought it on my phone. Now, she was mad because she thought that I had bought it on the television through Xfinity. I didn't do that. I have ESPN Plus through my phone. So, they gave us a charge. She called up, raised hell, and they got it erased. But like I said, I'm doing the ESPN Plus on my phone. It's only going to cost me like $11 a month. So it ain't no big deal. So anyway, I was watching, all these games, and I mean, some of these teams don't really surprise me. Penn State looked good. Tennessee looked good. I'm really starting to favor Ole Miss. I really like that team. I'm not a really big, Lane Kiffin, he's so-so. But the thing about it is that Ole Miss has some guys, man. They have some real guys. Dart, the quarterback, he did pretty good. I was like, man, this guy's really good. And they scored 76 points last night. That was like a basketball game. Anyway, I love my Ohio State Buckeyes, and I'll never ditch them for anybody else. But I tell you, I really do like Ole Miss. I think they're going to be a player in the SEC this year, as long as it ain't Alabama. I hate Alabama. I really do. I also hate Clemson. I hate Dabo Swinney. He said he run his mouth and cried about, Ohio State a couple years back, and guess what? Ohio State came back and kicked their ass. Don't talk that crap. And, forget him. I don't even want to talk about Dabo and Clemson. They're dead to me. Whatever. All right, so that's about it in college. But like I said, the pros is coming up, and tonight, I'm gonna do my first and only fantasy draft. I'm only in one league this year. Now, the league that I was in before, this other league, I won the championship 3 times. I came in second last year, and I felt as though it probably was a time for me to move on and concentrate on this group of people that I have here in my own league. My league is called the Third and Long Fantasy Football League. And like I said, we have our draft tonight. And, this is the 10th year that I didn't actually ran this league. And like I said, I've mentioned this a couple times before. Being a commissioner is a hard job. You got to keep everybody in place and in line and let them know what's going on. Just like yesterday, I had a problem with one guy had, I thought I had locked him out to where his keepers wouldn't, stay. Keepers are basically guys that you want to keep, for, the longevity of your time in the league. No problem. The thing is that I told everybody you need one running back, one quarterback, and one wide receiver. Not a problem. But, like I said, one guy didn't get his keepers in on time. So I made sure that I had to, call ESPN and, take care of that problem. Like I said, commissioner's job is never, it's like all the time. I work all the time. It's a lot of hard stuff to do. I know you're saying, it's only a fantasy football league. Yeah, but you want it to run smoothly, which I do. I always want this thing to run smoothly. And, what's going to happen if something happens? Who the fallback? Who's the fall guy? Me. I don't want to be the fall guy. I want to make sure that everything's running straight. So anyway, I called them and I made sure that this problem was taken care of, and it was. And like I said, I had to write a very detailed note, and then when I use all caps, that means it's detailed. Everybody knows in my league, when I use all caps, I mean business. Now, if I would have wrote it in, small letters or whatever, some people would just say, whatever. The Gurus, he's doing his thing again, whatever. No, I wrote this in all caps. So I took care of the problem. All right. Now, I couldn't do this to this one guy because guess what? He was being introduced as a Hall of Famer. That's right. Now, let me explain to you how Hall of Fame works in our league. I decide who gets in the Hall of Fame and who doesn't. I have the power as a commissioner. I can do that. I can do that. I can do anything I want because I am the commissioner. One thing I cannot do is put my own self into the Hall of Fame. So what I did was I put a message out onto the our league page and asked everyone to vote. Vote, and I didn't put it into, hey, vote me in. I can't, that's not having the integrity of the league and the integrity of the Hall of Fame, which we all know that I'm the, steward of. I run the Hall of Fame. I run the league. You know how it is. Whatever. I got a lot of duties here. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so we had to make sure that we got him straight. Now, I did induct 3 guys into the Hall of Fame this year, and if you didn't know, you probably heard. I had put I put my video out on Facebook, and that video I was trying to get it to the original members in my Hall of Fame, and I usually use it by text message. So I tried to text it, and I don't know. This thing said it was too large on it, I don't know. It was something wrong with it. And so I ended up putting it on Facebook. So the 3 guys that I put in the Hall of Fame was my cousin James Davis, who, passed away a couple months ago. And, I actually talked with his wife and his mother. And they gave me the permission to name our league's trophy after him. And I'm very excited to name the trophy after him because, a great guy that, if you would have got a chance to meet him, you would have loved him. I knew him all his life, and like I said, I loved him just like a little brother. So I want you guys to know that, it really touched me and touched my heart, and I was just so glad that I was given the permission to name the trophy after him. And plus, like I said, I automatically made him a Hall of Famer because I know if he would have competed, he would have earned it. And he kept telling me, he said, "Man, I'm gonna kick your butt in fantasy," and I'm like, "All right, well, it's all good, James. That's cool." But I'm just so shocked and taken back by his passing, and like I said, it really put me in a dark place for a while, and I got out of it. But I want you guys to know that the Guru does survive. The Guru goes on. Like I said, I put in Hunter Bauer, who won a championship in his first time in the league, and that was automatic because when you want to you want to reward guys for greatness, and believe me, he's been a great competitor. He's been very, very, very solid throughout his time in the league, and I had to. I give him this reward as for the Hall of Fame. And my son, Caden Guru, he made it because he's been in the league for 3 years and he's always been competitive. He went to the Super Bowl. He went to him and Hunter played in the championship round in his first season. Now, he's made it to the championship twice already. And, twice in the 3 years that he's been here. So that was a reward in itself. I know, it's simple things, but you know what? It makes a difference. It makes a difference to me that I can reward people and give them the recognition. You know, I always like to give people recognition for doing great things. So that's the recognition I wanted to give to these guys. And one other thing I want to say about Talkin Guru. He's slick. He's real slick. You know, he asked me, who am I picking in fantasy? And then I was like, kind of like, I didn't make anything of it. This was a couple years ago when he first got in the league. He was here with me. We drafted. He said, who you taking? I said, man, I want Travis Etienne from the Jaguars. That's my man. He picked before me and took him. I was like, nah, you jive turkey. You can't be doing that. So I don't tell him my draft secrets anymore. I have no draft. I have nothing to tell him. I don't want to say anything because he will take your draft secrets. I'm letting you guys know. So, but anyway, it was just a pretty cool day yesterday. I relaxed, and like I said, I got the championship trophy here. I have one, this is going to be here in the league office. And then what I'm going to do is champions from now on will receive one of these. So we'll make sure that we take care of all of them. But like I said, this is not too a little informal today, only because like I said, this is Labor Day weekend, and today I'm just going to relax a little bit, probably do a couple mock drafts, and I'll get ready for my draft later on today. Now, baseball, I've been watching the Orioles, and they've been back and forth, slipping back and forth or whatever, all the Dodgers. I just, can't say too much about the Dodgers. The Dodgers are just awesome. My Blue Jays are not doing too good, but you know what? I just pray, and what I like about them is that they kept their core players. They definitely kept their core players, so they're going to be better, and hopefully they can probably get rid of the manager and the general manager. And my man Dave May Jr., I want him to make sure that he could still have a job and everything. So he does a great job. And like I said, I just and matter of fact, the Blue Jays did win last night. They beat Minnesota by 15. They pounded Minnesota. But anyway, like I said, my man Dave May Jr. does his job, and he's out there. And like I said, I don't want to be bugging him all the time, but we touch base most of the time. So I just wish that the Blue Jays was a little bit better. All right. But anyway, I'm not going to take up a whole lot of your time. This is only, like I said, a 20-minute, just a little thing. Just remember that next week I'll be doing it on Saturday night. We'll go back to Saturday Night Lives next week because of the pros. And, I'll have my pros predictions and picks. I'm going to do that, on next week's episode 234. All right, you guys. Well, like I said, you take care of yourself. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. And, this is the end of summer. I'm really upset because I really didn't do anything this summer. I just worked like I do all the time. And I love my job. So don't have to worry about that. All right, guys. So you take care, and we'll be getting out of here. We gotta, I gotta go prepare for this draft, and hopefully I can, pick up some of my good players that I had last year. But we'll see what happens. Until then, this is the Guru signing off, and I will see you back here next week with episode 234. You guys take care of yourself. Later.